want my baby to have your eyes. I'm going against my own advice. Should I do New York? I can't decide. Fashion week was more your thing than mine. I can't even lie, I'd rather stay inside. I can't do suit and tie. Can't be in one room with you instead.
I noticed he was like looking at me, staring at me, wanting me to say something, but I wasn't gonna say something because no, I don't like assholes. So he was like, "Oh, you don't fuck with me, you don't talk to me." And I what I say, I'm like, why would I fuck with you? And he said some fuck shit to me. He like, what did I say? I'm like, and then I told him what he said like earlier. He was like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. So that was the last time he said any fuck shit to me, because I don't play that shit. Don't fuck with me if I don't like say any negative shit to you. I'm a sweet person. Treat me as a sweet person. And so yeah, we got acquainted or whatever. He cool. He was real cool. Let's see. It was a trap right down the street. It was a trap, and I known about it because we went there sometimes. Like, he got me acquainted with other people that he knew personally, and then I got acquainted with them, and then soon we just kind of slowly became like friends or whatever like that over time, because you know we all in the same situation. We all homeless, we all young as fuck, trying to make it out here and get rich when it's tough and we down right now and shit like that. But the trap, like, when I couldn't sleep at the normal place, I slept at the trap or whatever a lot of times, and turned up at the trap too, and been sad at the trap too, where I can get sad anywhere else, because the realities I was living in, it would be hard on anybody to just always be positive and happy. Like, I'm basically all that, but sometimes I do get sad. I'm like, fuck, god damn it. Ooh, I feel like I got a shit. God damn it. Yeah, those was my realities, and the people he associated himself with, I've really drawn to and find an attraction in, not like a sexual, like a love attraction, like a mental attraction. Like, oh, that's the type of person they is. Like it's this one Crip nigga or whatever like that. He like big local there like that. Everybody fuck with him type shit. Everybody, I won't say everybody, but a lot of people respect him because he showed that type of type shit. So I'll probably post a video or like a little clip like one day or whatever, just to like give you an example of like the type of shit I was around or whatever like that. But we're not gonna get all into that right now. But that was good vibes. Like, he looked out for me, like him, like the first guy that I need to come up with some names because I don't want to like confuse y'all. I'm gonna call him C. The first guy, who disrespected me, would say something stupid, but I ignored it. Him, that I got cool with. C. And then the other guy, I'm gonna call him Loke. I'm gonna just call him Loke. Fuck it. So C and Loke, they was mad cool. Loke always looked out for me because he was like, "Kay, you cool as shit," and whatever like that. Like, one day they tried it on some like sexual, well, not on some sexual shit, but just kind of like whispered in my ear, like, "Oh, like, hey, if you ever want some dick, you know who to come to, Kay." But I wasn't on that type of time. Like, I didn't want to fuck, like, now it's like I'm more mature and shit like that, not really caring about sex so much as I used to, or whatever like that. But I was like, okay, but no thank you. But anyway, I feel like they that was kind of like a addition on they end. Like, anyway, they just respected me for that and respected me for the type of person I am. Real bitch, give a fuck by no nigga. but yeah, that was cool. So we all live the same life, like, but it was hard sometimes because, like, at the place that I could sleep at sometimes, like up the street, the times we had to leave, like it would suck. Sometimes it's like only one bathroom upstairs, then you gotta wait if somebody else in the bathroom, which fucking sucked, then you gotta come up with other ideas. I'm not saying nothing, but yeah, it sucked, like, especially at first. I mean, I got used to it, but at first it really annoyed me that we had to get up like early as fuck. Especially, I didn't have no job, I didn't have anything to do. I'm just like, I mean, like, I wrote little music in my phone, and I'm like studying, still trying to be mentally smarter and stronger and shit like that. But still, it's like I'm still around this situation, and I'm like, it's not much to do really. It's fucking the morning, like 7, 8 in the morning or whatever like that, and just living this type of life. I'm just like, a lot of the time I waited inside McDonald's because the McDonald's was open like 24 hours. So I just like waited in there early as fuck in the morning. And that was kind of a spot for other people too that was in my situation. Chill there for maybe like an hour or 2 hours and figured out some shit or just chill and, I don't know, just go about our day, because I've always been the type of person to never really plan things out unless it's maybe something really important that I want to plan out. But I'm just always like a go with the flow type of person or whatever like that. So that's that really was happening back then or whatever. But what else after that? After the homelessness, at the time I was still with no, let me scratch that. I think I was like on and off. I don't know, but Chris, oh, I didn't say his fucking name. Anyway, it's okay. The guy that I was in a 3-year relationship with or whatever like that. I can't remember exactly. My brain is fucking retarded, but like, he's probably still living there right now, even though I was going through all that homeless situation, like, outside of the Covenant house or whatever like that. Like, he like, okay, oh yeah, we were still together at the time, because he was like, okay, you made that choice to go to Georgia or whatever. He was like, it's not my fault you homeless. Meanwhile, I knew it wasn't right. Like, he was right, but I don't know. Like, I didn't expect him to be homeless with me, but sometimes I just expected him to maybe care more. He cared a lot about me. He really did, but I don't know. Maybe sometimes I just go too much over and beyond about people, and I don't know. Anyway, I'll tell you about the this was like, okay, so we got a crib together, but he looked it up first. I think this was when I was like kind of before the all that shit a little bit. But anyway, because I didn't stay in the crib long. Like, we got a crib together. Like, it's not under like my name or his name. He got like a roommate situation. Ugh, that's a story in itself. Like we got a crib together, got our own room, staying in there, it's cool. We obeying the other guy's rule or whatever. Come to figure out, the guy that rented us the place, it wasn't even his actual place. It was under his mother's place, so he was just staying there too or whatever like that. He was like this, think of him as like a Black Sheldon who smoked weed and worked out a little bit too. Like, at first I thought he was cool, but then people can sort of play their role so good, you don't even like think to expect like I don't know. And how dare anybody who you're not even my friend, you don't even have no say over my life, like maybe where I live at, because you accepted us in here, but aside from that, I don't know. Like, I fucked up. I majorly fucked up, which made me have to leave and then go on my own endeavors. And then he stayed back in an apartment because he stayed there. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't had nowhere to go either. So he gonna stay there while I live my own life, whatever. So I don't know. I think we both stayed there maybe like 2 months, like maybe like 2 months or less than 2 months. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, I guess the last straw for the owner was or whatever, like I fucked up or whatever like that. Like, all right, one day I was doing laundry or whatever like that, and like, okay, I went to go do laundry, boom boom boom, put the laundry in there, and then came back. Okay, all cool and fine. And then I was the only one in the crib, mind you. And when I went to go back out to get the dry clothes from the dryer or whatever like that, then I come back. Then I take the key out of my pocket or whatever like that. I'm like, okay, I got one key. I don't got two keys on here. So this is like, it was kind of like on some shit like that. I mean, not the balls or whatever, but like, whatever. But the other key was missing, and I'm like, holy fuck. I was trying to retrace my steps. I'm like, and I was blind too this whole, like, I didn't have my glasses on. I'm a blind bitch. I'm like, I'm over here walking back to the laundromat up the street. I'm like, oh, fuck. Anyway, I had to borrow the laundromat owner phone. Then I called the locksmith or whatever, was waiting on that. Mind you, that day I had work too. I was late to work. Oh my God. I be like, fuck, when I'm late to work. I'm like, they probably think I'm so fucking retarded sometimes. But I'm like a hard worker. So I'm like, sometimes that's why they be letting me slide or whatever like that. But I'm like, still, that's a bad look. It's not good to be late. Especially like a couple times and shit like that. But yeah, anyway, I was waiting for the locksmith. That's why I tried to do all this before I had work, but still, like, I probably was like, I don't know, maybe like an hour late to work or something like that. But anyway, okay, boom, locksmith came after a minute. He opened the door. He'll wait for me, whatever. He's still trying to, gotta fix the door, even though I'm still in the apartment or whatever, and put the right things in the right things type shit. I get on my shit, get ready for work or whatever. I squint in the carpets and see that the fucking extra key is on the floor. I'm like, I ain't even fucking do this shit. I'm like, that's that life shit. That's that life shit for real. Or whatever like that. But yeah, I go to work, but still the part where I fucked up at is where I feel like I maybe would have still stayed if I let somebody know. Like, I was at work for like a couple hours or whatever like that. I didn't let anybody know. I didn't let the owner know, whatever like that, like what I had done and whatever like that. Like, I thought the key would still work or whatever like that, even though the guy changed it. I thought it would be the same type of thing. I don't know, but like, it was the guy. We had like another roommate too, right across from me and Chris or whatever like that. And so yeah, he was across. He came home like earlier or whatever like that. He came home, he got off of work, and then I don't know. I should have let somebody know. Yeah, but I didn't. So he was just like waiting for hours like when I got off, then I realized like the whole situation. And like days later, I'm like, oh wow, like he was waiting outside for a couple hours, and like that's probably the last thing a nigga would expect, like, or anybody would expect, like to come home, like you tired and you just, why the key not working? You can't fucking get in. Like, did a burglar happen? Like, yeah, that was my fault. So like some days later or whatever like that, not some days later, maybe, I don't know, probably some days later or either like a week or whatever like that. Anyway, the truth finally came to light. And the dude, the owner, he's so fucking fake, I swear to God. He ended up telling my boyfriend, he like, oh, my mother said she gotta get out or whatever like that. Mind you, eventually the truth comes out, it's like, okay, his mother didn't even say that shit. Like, his mother came over eventually and had this whole sit down with my boyfriend or whatever, because the owner don't like me no more or whatever like that. My boyfriend come back telling me, okay, it's not even the mother, he wants you out, like he doesn't like you. I'm like, he don't like me. I'm like, why he don't like you? I'm like, because of that situation. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. I said, I'm sorry. I'm said, like, I paid on my own pocket just to get the fucking locks fixed. Like, I'm sorry I did that. I know I should have called you and did that. I know I fucked up. He like, okay, yeah, it's more than that. It's more than why he don't like you. He like, oh, it's cause of how you dress sometimes. You dress a little like sometimes like you don't care enough. I'm like, what, bitch, what does that have to do with anything? Like, fuck how I dress. Like, why are you even fucking worried about that? Like, what, you trying to be my boyfriend or something? The fuck? We don't hang out. Like, I know I hanged out with him one time. I went to the gym. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. But I mean, I shouldn't have done that. I was just a little bored or whatever. But I mean, I wanted to get out the house anyway, so it's whatever. But that, and then he said, like, we just don't vibe or we just don't click, like the type of person I am. I'm like, the type of person I am. Anyway, like, it was just on some fake shit. I'm like, he's saying all this now. Why he ain't never said this before? Why he ain't never said it to my face? I'm like, that's that fake shit, I swear to God. So all that shit, I just hate it every time I came over there. Anyway, like, all the situations, he was like when I came over there to visit my boyfriend after he said I can't be here no more, I gotta get out. Okay, I get my stuff, but I'm still coming back here. And so, like, I mean, some of my stuff will still be there, and some of my stuff like was with me and whatever. But that's neither here or there. Fuck that nigga. Fucking the shit that people fucking can do and fucking hide is just shit is just wow. I can't even come up with the words right now. Shit. But yeah. Oh my fucking eye. So that's what happened. So that's basically what led me to like live in the situations I was living on, the traps and the different shit, whatever like that, with the different niggas. But yeah, that's how that shit was. And then like eventually it just ended. No, like it ended, but it didn't like truly end until like I left New York City, because I'm like, nothing else is like going right. I'm in this homeless situation. I'm like, I don't know. So it's like during that time, like I don't have no family. Like all my family's in Georgia type shit. I'm by myself or whatever like that. The only family that I got up here in Ohio was my grandmother. Like the week during I left or whatever like that, like he stayed with me. Like I paid for it. Well, he helped put some money in the Airbnb or whatever like that. So I stayed there for like a week. He'll come he stayed with me most of the time, and he left most of the time. Like, I don't know, she was on and off simply because we knew it was coming to an end. and like a final end. And we knew we was not finna be with each other ever again. And yeah. So I ended up taking a train all the way to Ohio, and staying with my grandmother, which turned out to be a nightmare. So during my stay with my grandmother, or was it? Okay, no, it was after. I'm gonna get to that part. But my grandmother turned out to be a nightmare. You know how you can just do a lot for a person, and they don't even really acknowledge you, like, or anything that you do. Like, you can try to follow their rules, but still they don't really give a fuck. Like, it's all about them, basically, or whatever, like that. Like, I mean, she looked out for me. Like, of course, I stayed there for free at the moment I did stay there. You know, free food or whatever. I got to wash my eyes, but still, it was like a prisoner when I stayed there. Like, I just didn't like staying there with her. She made me just not happy. I just wasn't myself when I stayed there. Like, I had to stay in the room basically all day just to avoid her. Like, I hated talking to her. Like, now she's forever dead to me, so we're gonna stop talking about that. But like, during my New York incomings, I started talking back to like an old friend I used to talk to growing up in Youngstown. And I started talking to him again. Like, he was cool, so I thought, I mean, he's still a cool person who just has a lot of demons. So I can't be around anybody like that, because I'm battling my own life and my own self. So it's not good to be around any of that. I like positivity, no negativity. So anyway, end up staying with my grandma for a little bit and then stay with him. I'm like, because I hanged out with him a couple times. And then I was like, then I just got like staying there or whatever like that with his family. He stayed upstairs. So I stayed with him. Like, I swear, I just be like, y'all probably gonna be like, damn, this bitch she'll be bouncing around. And like, yep, that has been Karina, bouncy. But yeah, I stayed there for a couple months or whatever like that. And he was so much fun. He's an Aries. I'm a Cancer, so I don't know. I mean, fucking fly. At first, I knew it was gonna work, but like I said, like, I kind of had, I don't know. A part of the reason I stayed there was because, to be honest, I did have nowhere to go, and I was starting to like him, even though I told myself not to like him. But it was just like, multiple factors or whatever. So another red flag just by myself. And then, I mean, he told me at first we shouldn't have dated, we shouldn't have done. But the type of person I am, I'm like, I want to fuck with you, like love me. And so we just got into a relationship or whatever like that. And then he showed his true colors or whatever like that. It was toxic, ended up being toxic. But even now, still, like, to this day, I remember all the bad memories, but I picked up on the good ones too. Like some of this funny shit he's saying, dude, like, I do now. It was good times. But when it got to the bad times, and then he kept, like, it was just kind of narcissistic type of behavior. So that didn't sit right with me. And like, the last straw, he was just like, okay, go somewhere then. You can go somewhere. I'm like, nigga, where the fuck am I gonna go? Like, yeah, you can go to Georgia, go back to New York. I don't give a fuck. He used to say I don't give a fuck a lot, and I don't like that shit. People need to say how they really feel. Shit get on my fucking nerves. But yeah, the final straw was him basically saying Okay, it was one night. It was like a couple weeks ago, actually. A couple weeks ago, I was cleaning his room. I clean his room a lot, but this time I was actually like deep cleaning it because I knew some things I spill on the floor that I never really fully deep clean. And like it was like little bugs coming upstairs. I'm like, oh, I need to get this in order and help him out too, because I know he complained about bugs a lot, so I just want to make everything better. So I did that while he did whatever, and yeah, it was. I just felt abandoned a lot while I was with him. Like he brought me along to different shit or whatever like that. I don't know. I just can't force anybody to love me the type of way I want to be loved. So if you feel like you gotta force somebody, they're probably not the type of person for you. I realized that. And so yeah. Okay, that night, yeah, I cleaned, blah, 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 but mind you, okay, he ended up coming upstairs or whatever. I don't know, this was maybe like 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning or something like that. He ended up coming back, always like he does, and he's like, no, at first he came in the room, he was still on the phone, right? He was talking on the phone. And then I thought it was all gonna be sweet sugars and candies. Like I didn't think anything was wrong. Well, nothing was wrong. He just wanted to make something small a problem, as narcissists do. He was like, he wouldn't even say anything about the room cleaning. The first thing he said to me was, "Why you go downstairs naked?" What you mean I go downstairs naked? Why you go downstairs naked? What you mean I go downstairs naked? Why were you downstairs naked? That's the only question he kept saying to me, which just kept getting on my nerve. I'm like, meanwhile, I have like a bra on and I have leggings. I was like, that's going downstairs naked? He didn't acknowledge anything I said. He just kept saying, why did you go downstairs naked? Then I knew it was just no win or lose situation. It was just, it was a lose situation. I was going to lose if I kept talking to him. That was basically playing it. I'm like, I went downstairs naked. Yeah, you did. He was like, oh, you know what's the nigga in here? He was like, oh, but you had sex with the nigga? The nigga he talking about is, it was his mother's boyfriend or whatever like that. His mother's boyfriend, we had like an encounter with him before. Like, I think he went over to the extreme because of another situation and just the type of person he is. He's broken and shit like that. The older guy, his mother's boyfriend, came upstairs one time, like trying to keep still talking to me. I don't know why. It was inappropriate, but he was just trying to talk to me. He never did that before, and and just shit like that. So he just went over and beyond and shit like that, and like then everything just escalated. He didn't want me to leave the room, and he trying to grab my phone and shit. He like, who was you texting? Meanwhile, I'm trying to find his mother's phone number so I can be like, come get your fucking son, because he acting berserk. And I'm like, he didn't leave me in the room. Then there was just this whole physical altercation, which it should not have been. And like I had ended up calling the police because I couldn't call his mother. I'm like, he like, oh, why are you doing that? I'm like, cause you won't let me to leave the room. Like, what are you doing? Like, you being extra. Like, you trying to touch my stuff. You trying to throw it extra and be crazy. I'm like, I don't have to deal with this. But I don't know. I probably sound like a fucking snitch right now. Like, I probably sound fucking, I don't know. I feel like I had no other option type shit. Like, I don't know. Like, he let me leave. He let me leave the room eventually or whatever like that. And I go to the bathroom. I was just crying by myself, and I mean everybody heard like door slams upstairs and him acting berserk or whatever like that, and people going to check on him. His mother going to check on him. She like, what the fuck happened? And then, like, she come to me, she like, what happened? This, that, and the third. I'm telling her, I'm like, look, I know you love your son, but it's a lot of stuff about your son that you don't know. Like, he's real broken. He's real broken. I'm like, I just can't deal with it. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, and when she go upstairs, hear his side of the story, whatever like that. And she like, why did you call the police? Why did you call the police? Why didn't you try to call me? I'm like, I tried to call you. He just kept trying to grab my phone. And plus, I couldn't even find your number. Like, I was trying to find you on Facebook. I couldn't even find you at the time. It was just this whole stuff going on. I'm like, I'm sorry I called. I'm sorry I called because I just felt like I had no other choice or whatever like that. And she was like, yo, it's okay, whatever. Anyway, the police, she ended up telling him to leave or calm down and go somewhere. Anyway, he left or whatever. I don't give a fuck. The police ended up coming. The police like, oh, is everything okay? Da. I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm like, I'm sorry I called. I'm just like, yeah, he left now. I'm about to leave. Somebody's about to come pick me up. They was like, you sure everything's fine? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. They was like, well, if you need us again, just call. I'm like, yeah. Like, his whole family, it's like, his whole family is basically like females type shit. So all the females downstairs, like, they know everything. They heard what happened type shit. And I left. I called, cause like during my stays with them, when everything, I was feeling like toxic shit in the air and type shit. Like I feel like I had nobody, no family, and I feel like now is like the time I'm like kind of like ready to talk to my father. And to come to find out, like, I try to get back in contact with my father or whatever like that. And then, like, people tell me he in jail or whatever. I'm like, he in jail. Then I see he got, like, a recent girlfriend, and she have, like, a kid by him, like, my brother and stuff. And, yeah, my dad got 5 more years in jail for drug trafficking. So, that's something. But, that's his journey. That's the journey that he created. That's not my journey. My journey is what I'm doing right now when I'm trying to create. But yeah. So after all that, forget all that shit. Right about my stuff. I told everybody, like, thanks for just being here. Thanks for being here and showing me some kindness, because kindness goes a long way. So I just told everybody blessings on their journey. I'm staying here. I'm on a positive track. I'm trying to get my mind right, trying to get another job. Even though McDonald's recently hired me, it annoyed me when fucking I applied for a shift leader, $11. The motherfuckers, when I got there, she was like, okay, you're gonna be a crew member, $9. Where they do that at? That's false advertisement. But okay, I don't know. They still didn't hit me back though, even though they say I'm hired. But still, since they said I'm hired, I'm still gonna look for other jobs because I just need something with higher pay. I'm just trying to better myself and get more. I'm just trying to get to the bag and just by any means necessary. But I know it'll probably be another story time or something like that. I don't know, but that's just the main shit of Karina, And yeah, now I'm just trying to go about things a lot different. What do I do now? I write music, so I'm probably gonna post some songs on here too and shit like that. But that's just a little rough draft of Karina's life. But I know in the end it's gonna be okay. I was like right down here. This is Georgia. I was like right down here. And then New York. I I was like right here. Let's say like right here. And then this is like me now. And then I'm trying to get up here. I'm trying to just get up here. But everything's a process. But I shall overcome obstacles just like any of you. All right, that's it. Peace.